everyone, and welcome back to SANE Spotlight Series. Today we're joined with Bav Majithia for our first interview together as brand new SANE Ambassador. So we're going to jump right in with the first question. For anyone in the SANE community who might be meeting you for the first time, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, well, I moved to London a very long time ago and started my career. I worked for 2 different companies and then I set my own business up. And then from there, from what I learned, I then effectively became a serial entrepreneur. I've bought businesses, sold businesses, built teams in various industries. And I sort of class myself as a jack of all and master of none. but yeah, that's what I do. I'm very commercially minded, and that's what I do in business.
Nice. So why did you decide you wanted to become a SANE Ambassador?
I had a turning point in 2019 personally, and I sold my business in 2019, and I went through my own challenges. And when I met the team here, and when I heard about what you guys did, I thought it was the appropriate time and the appropriate charity to affiliate myself with and to become an ambassador for.
Nice. Well, we're very grateful that you chose to become an ambassador for us. Can you tell us a bit about how you decided in the first place to go into entrepreneurship? Like, what was the starting point for that?
I think I sort of fell on it
Okay.
because I learned a lot from a lot of people around me, and I think that's the key element of being an entrepreneur. They always say you've got 2 ears, 2 eyes, and 1 mouth. Use them in that proportion. I think it's important to learn from the people around you. I think that's one of the key things I did. I learned from everyone around me, and then looked at what was good, what was bad, and then developed from there as an individual and in my businesses.
Nice. Entrepreneurship is often seen as something that's very exciting and rewarding, but it can come with significant challenges and pressures. What have been some of the biggest pressures or challenges that you've personally faced in that kind of role or along your way?
As an entrepreneur in business, there's always challenges. I think we're at the detriment of things like social media making it look really rosy when people don't realize the sleepless nights, the anxiety. You're responsible for people you employ. You're responsible for putting food on their table and their families. It's important that it doesn't look as glamorous as it does. There are a lot of stresses and pressures behind the scenes for any business owner.
Yeah. How do you think these kinds of challenges or experiences have affected your mental health personally, and what have you learned about managing stress and maybe maintaining well-being in this kind of role?
Initially, for me personally, I didn't realize it was stress until it was, it wasn't mental health until it's mental health. It was stress, anxiety, and it all goes part and parcel. But you sort of try and work through it and try and do what you've got to do. But anxiety is a big thing. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of questions. A lot of people are leaning on you. A lot of people are relying on you to have the answers. So there is a lot of mental pressure and a lot of anxiety that goes with it.
I can imagine that a lot of people probably ask you for help, or they say, "Oh, how can I get into the same sort of thing or the same kind of businesses?"
Yeah, I mean, there's always people asking, what can I do? What can I do? But I always say, look, every person is individual.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone needs different help. Everyone needs different guidance. Everyone's totally different.
Yeah.
As people say to me, I want to do something different. Not everyone can be a brain surgeon, right? Not everyone can be a doctor. Not everyone can be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
People need to find their own skills and strengths.
Yeah. On a slightly different topic, men's mental health is an incredibly important topic of conversation.
Yep.
In your experience, what barriers do you think that men face when it comes to opening up about mental health, and how do you think we can encourage more open and honest conversations?
I think with men, the stigmatism is you're the hunter-gatherer, you're the breadwinner, you're the strong person in the house, you're the one that's supposed to lead the family and do your thing. It historically, not so much now, it's always been you're the strong one. You need to portray that image.
Yeah.
It was very taboo to ask for help. It wasn't a done thing. You'd go to your friend circle, you go to the pub and you have a chat and it's all banter and it's all laughing and all joking. I think it's important now, and there are things available for men to talk.
Yeah.
I think that it's getting better and better, allowing people to accept the fact that it is something you can talk about.
Yeah.
And that's the key. That's the important message I'm trying to get through to people is if you're struggling, talk.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not as taboo as it used to be. It's not a sign of weakness because you need help.
Yeah, that makes sense. We see obviously a lot of that here with us having Stay in Line, and I guess a lot of people do struggle to open up. So it's important to have people like you and our other ambassadors, and I guess SANE in general, to just kind of promote that message and try and break down that stigma.
Yeah, and I think it's also you know you provide a safe environment for people to talk. I think for men especially who might feel vulnerable, they might feel that it's not always easy to talk in your friend circle because you will be, you know, you could be judged.
Yeah.
So sometimes the anonymity or someone independent is always beneficial.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so actually on to our final question. What's one piece of advice or a message that you would like to leave our audience with today? It can be mental health related or just something that you think that's important to share with a wide group of people.
The one message I'd like to share with people is it's good to talk. And just talk.
Yeah.
Nothing bad can come out of it. If you're not feeling great or you're having a bad day, pick up the phone. You know, just talk to someone.
Yeah.
Someone, family, friends, or even, you know, SANE, for example. You know, it's important to talk.
That's a really good finishing point, actually. Perfect, thank you.
No problem.
That's all the questions we had for today. So thank you everyone for watching.